I gotta look at you, know who I'm talking to. I just stepped down there for you, but I had to calm myself down. Throw one more thing up here, I'ma whoop your ass, boy. Throw one more thing. I ain't gonna gotta look back at you, boy, and say, you threw 3 shirts up here. These crazy motherfuckers threw a green flag. Yeah, you gotta be out your motherfucking mind. Hey, you throw one more thing, I'ma beat your motherfucking ass. Play with me tonight if you want to, man.
Yeah, that clip of YB warning this goofy fan before serving up the Mayweather special blew up online. Footage of NBA YoungBoy apparently beating a fan just went viral.
You, I ain't gotta look at you, know who I'm talking to. I just stepped down there for you, but I had to calm myself down. Throw one more thing up here, I'ma whoop your ass, boy.
Social media is absolutely losing it. But here's the real story. That viral moment is just the surface. What happened at the show ties into a long history of confrontations, a pattern where YoungBoy makes it crystal clear he won't tolerate disrespect. Let me break down exactly what went down on October 9th, 2025, at the Colonial Life Arena in Columbia, South Carolina, during the second of 2 sold-out nights on YoungBoy's Mesa tour. Things got tense. This was his first big tour in years after legal trouble and house arrest. And security was tighter than ever.
Concert. It's a busy night in Columbia. The Colonial Life Arena is hosting rapper YoungBoy Never Broke Again, or more well known as NBA YoungBoy, for the latest tour.
Security was on high alert. Police everywhere. No bags allowed, not even clear ones. No ski masks, no face coverings. They were fully expecting chaos. The arena was packed. Thousands of hyped fans, YoungBoy running through his biggest hits. And then someone started throwing stuff. Food, shirts, whatever people could grab. At first it was annoying. Then a fan lobbed a green flag at him. That's when YoungBoy snapped. The music stopped. The crowd went quiet. He walked to the stage edge, stared down the direction the object came from, and said the line that went viral. Stop throwing that S before I come down there and whoop your ass. It wasn't a joke. Everyone knew he meant it.
I ain't gotta look at you, know who I'm talking to. I just stepped down there for you, but I had to calm myself down. Throw one more thing up here, I'ma whoop your ass, boy. Throw one more thing.
The crowd erupted because they know YoungBoy's history. They know he doesn't bluff. But this Columbia incident isn't even the wildest thing that's happened at his shows. From homies diving into the crowd to beat up troublemakers, to chain-snatching attempts, to full-blown brawls at shut-down shows, YoungBoy's concerts have a reputation for chaos. This clip is just the tip of the iceberg. We're going to walk through every major altercation he's had with fans, explain the psychology behind why these situations repeat, and reveal what happened right after that threat that set the internet on fire. So get comfy. This goes way deeper than a single viral clip. T.O. really understand why people freaked out over the Columbia moment. You've got to see the pattern. Let me take you back to December 2018, also in South Carolina. Back then, YoungBoy was riding on a security guard's shoulders to get close to the crowd, mix it with fans like he used to. Energy was insane. Then a fan reached up and tried to snatch his chain. The second YoungBoy felt it, he jumped off and started swinging. Immediate, no hesitation. He landed a clean shot and chaos exploded. Fights broke out. People pushed and shoved and security scrambled. Video spread fast. You'd think that would be the end of it, but it wasn't. After security dragged YoungBoy back on stage, the guy who tried to snatch the chain kept heckling from the floor, talking reckless like nothing happened. YoungBoy was on stage with Quando Rondo at the time. Quando stopped the music cold. The whole arena fell silent, everyone waiting. Quando told the crowd something like, "If you got a problem with YoungBoy, say it now or shut the hell up forever." Man, this was like something straight out of a movie. The challenge went down in front of thousands. The whole crowd watching, waiting to see if anyone was really about that life. And then it happened. The dude who tried to snatch YoungBoy's chain actually spoke up. He really thought he was tough enough to keep talking after already getting dropped once. That was all YoungBoy needed to hear. Without hesitation, he jumped off the stage and charged straight into the crowd. Security tried to hold him back. Fans were running in every direction. Phones were flying in the air, and YoungBoy was just throwing hands, trying to get the guy who tried him. The whole arena turned into complete chaos. The concert was done after that. There was no coming back from that kind of madness. Too many people, too much energy. The show was officially over. Videos went viral instantly. TMZ, every hip-hop blog, social media. Everybody was talking about it. Fans couldn't believe he really jumped off stage mid-performance to fight somebody. But the real ones understood. You try to rob someone like YoungBoy, someone who's really from the streets, you're going to face consequences immediately. That's street code. And here's the crazy part. This wasn't even his first chain-snatching attempt. There are videos from other shows where fans try to grab his jewelry. One time in Philly, a few months before that South Carolina incident, YoungBoy warned the crowd directly. He said on the mic, "You snatch my chain, I'ma beat the hell out of you. Go ahead, try it." He told them what would happen, and some people still tested him. They found out the hard way that he doesn't play about his jewelry or his respect. Now here's where things get even more intense. Because at one concert, YoungBoy didn't even need to lift a finger. Someone else did it for him. Enter DD Dog, one of YoungBoy's closest guys, known for being what the streets call a crash dummy. For anyone who doesn't know, a crash dummy is someone who will ride for their people no matter what. They don't hesitate. They don't think twice. They just handle business. So at another one of YoungBoy's shows, there was this fan acting wild, maybe heckling, maybe throwing stuff. Nobody knows for sure. But YoungBoy noticed and wasn't having it. Instead of stopping to show himself, this time he turned to DD Dog and gave the signal. And DD Dog didn't wait a second. He jumped straight off the stage, found a fan in the crowd, and started putting hands and feet on him, right there in the middle of the concert. While all this was happening, YoungBoy didn't even pause his performance. The music kept going. He kept rapping while DD Dog was handling the situation in real time. The crowd went insane. Phones were up everywhere. Some people tried to record. Others scrambled out of the way. Everyone just in shock watching unfold. Because this wasn't security doing their job. This was the artist's own crew fighting a fan during a live show in the streets. That's loyalty. Your people handle problems, so you don't have to catch a case or stop the bag. But the difference here? These weren't small club shows. These were massive venues with thousands of witnesses and cameras everywhere. Security eventually pulled DD Dog back and escorted him off, but the message was clear. If you come to a YoungBoy concert and act up, you're not just facing YoungBoy, you're facing his whole team. That's what separates his concerts from everyone else's. This wasn't professional security dealing with drama. This was real street loyalty on display. No lines between the stage and the streets. That DD Dog moment became another viral clip. Turned into memes, jokes, everything. People laugh like, you can't even heckle at a YoungBoy concert without catching a fade. But underneath the humor, there was concern, because this could have gone way worse if DD Dog seriously hurt that fan. There could have been lawsuits, assault charges, maybe even prison time for the crew. Venues could have been banned from booking YoungBoy. But here's what his fans love about him. He's real. He doesn't calculate, doesn't fake it for the cameras. He reacts how he always has, straight from the streets. And that's exactly why people connect with him so deeply. In a world full of industry rappers who only rap about street life, YoungBoy lives it. What you see on stage is exactly who he is off it. No filters, no switching up. But this wasn't just about one or two incidents. This was a pattern. Richmond, Virginia, September 2018. Another fight during his set. Video showed YoungBoy swinging at a fan while security tried to stop the chaos. Minnesota, same story. Security picked up a fan who threw something and literally tossed him back into the crowd. North Carolina, someone actually managed to snatch a chain from one of YoungBoy's crew. He stopped the show, grabbed the mic, and said, "Whoever took it, that chain you just snatched off my boy's neck, that's mine. If you're really about it, raise your hand right now." Of course, nobody did. For YoungBoy, it's never been about the money. It's about the disrespect. You can't violate him and expect to walk away clean. Then came the LA show in September 2025, just a month before the Columbia incident. He was performing at the Crypto.com arena. Two women started fighting in the crowd. YoungBoy stopped the show to break it up, try and calm things down. But while he's doing that, somebody else started throwing things at the stage that he lost it. "Throw something else and I'll break your face," he shouted. Same pattern, and maybe the wildest one? Kansas City. This one didn't even involve him directly. A 14-year-old fan attacked a 66-year-old venue worker just because the worker told him to sit in his assigned seat. The kid beat the man so badly he ended up hospitalized with a broken nose and eye injuries. Here's the irony. That same night, YoungBoy was being honored by the city for his Stop the Violence movement. They literally gave him his own day for promoting peace. While at his concert, a teenager put an elderly man in the hospital. You can't make that up. Even though it wasn't YoungBoy's fault, it showed how wild the energy of the shows can get. Like violence follows him, even when he tried to move away from IT. And so the real question became, why does this keep happening? Why do YoungBoy's shows turn chaotic more often than anyone else's? Here's the psychology behind it. YoungBoy's fan base is young, mostly teens and early 20s. They see him as more than just a rapper. To them, he's a living street legend, someone who really did what he raps about. He's been shot at, locked up, lost friends, all before 25. That authenticity is magnetic, but it also creates a dangerous kind of energy. When fans come to the shows, they don't just come to watch. They come to feel that energy. They come expecting chaos. They come ready for something to happen. Add in lyrics full of aggression, revenge, and standing your ground, plus alcohol and drugs, and it's a powder keg waiting to blow. People lose control. They do wild things for attention, for clout, or just to prove they're not scared. And when that happened around someone like YoungBoy, someone who really lives what he raps, the line between performance and reality disappears. There's one thing people don't talk about enough when it comes to NBA YoungBoy. It's not just about the music or the chaos. It's about the pattern that follows him wherever he goes. That YoungBoy has built a reputation through his own actions. When he jumps in the crowd to fight a fan, when his crew handles problems mid-performance, or when he threatens people from the stage, he's sending a message. Disrespect him, and there will be consequences. And here's the crazy part. That's exactly what some fans come for. They want to test him. They want to see if he'll really do what he says he'll do. They want to be part of that story. I was there when YoungBoy jumped into the crowd. It's like they're daring to prove he's still about that life, fame and fortune aside. But every time YoungBoy or his crew react with violence, it fuels a dangerous cycle. There's deep psychology behind it. When thousands of people are packed together in a concert, something happens. Mob mentality takes over. You feel anonymous. You feel untouchable. Fans start believing they know the artist personally. They get too comfortable, too familiar, and boundaries disappear. Add the energy of live music and performer like YoungBoy, and you got a recipe for chaos. For most fans, it's just a fantasy. They're not gangsters. They're not from the trenches. But for those few hours inside a YoungBoy concert, they pretend they are. They talk tough, act tough, until reality hits, and someone actually gets hurt. Then it's not fun anymore. There's arrests, injuries, lawsuits, trauma, and canceled shows. When those incidents started stacking up, especially after the Kansas City situation where an elderly staff member got seriously injured, venues began to rethink everything. Some started demanding extra security. Others enforced age restrictions or zero-tolerance policies. And a few, they straight up stopped booking YoungBoy entirely. The Chicago show on his Massa tour was suddenly canceled with no explanation. The Detroit show at Little Caesars Arena, gone. Fans who traveled across states got refunds, but no concert. And that's when the industry started whispering. YoungBoy's reputation was costing him money. Real money. Touring is where rappers make their fortune. Ticket sales, merch, VIP experiences, that's the big bag. When venues start backing out, it's not just a bad look, it's financial damage. Insiders say venues are weighing insurance risks, lawsuits, and bad press, and many are deciding it's not worth it. That YoungBoy and his team know all this. That's why they've been trying to rebuild his image. To show he's grown up, changed, evolved, he launched the Stop the Violence movement. He started the Neighborhood Heroes Foundation. He's been giving interviews about wanting a better life for kids growing up like he did. But then incidents like Columbia happen, and all that hard work unravels. IT reinforces the image that violence follows him everywhere. That his shows aren't just concerts, they're potential war zones. The truth is, YoungBoy is trying to live in two worlds that don't mix. You can't be a millionaire touring artist and live by street rules. The industry demands professionalism and safety. The streets demand loyalty and immediate retaliation. Other rappers learn to balance both. They let their security handle problems, keep their credibility through their music, and move smart. But YoungBoy hasn't made that shift, not yet. And the big question is, can he? Because his fans love him, because he doesn't change. They respect that he stays real, even when it costs him everything. Now, let's talk about what really happened that night in Colombia, the clip that went viral everywhere. When YoungBoy yelled, "Stop throwing that underscore, before I come down there and whoop your ass," the arena exploded. Fans screamed. Phones came out. Everyone waited to see if he'd really jump into the crowd again, but the fan who was throwing stuff stopped. Immediately, maybe he got scared. Maybe he realized security was on the way. Whatever the reason, he stopped. That YoungBoy stood there glaring, making sure the message was clear. Then he nodded, turned back to center of the stage, and the music came back on that NO fight. No chaos. No one got hurt. The show went on smooth till the end, but that one clip, that threat, spread like wildfire. Millions of views, thousands of comments. People searching. YoungBoy fights fan Colombia, expecting another violent moment. But there wasn't one up, because this time he didn't need to swing. That was a real story. A boundary was set, and it was respected. IT showed that maybe, just maybe, YoungBoy is learning that sometimes the threat itself is enough, that his name carries weight without him having to prove it physically every time. Still, his past makes people expect violence, even when none happens. That's the curse of reputation. Once it's built, it follows you. Even peace looks like a storm waiting to happen. And that's the world YoungBoy lives in now, where every concert, every moment, feels like it could go left at any second. For fans, that unpredictability is part of the thrill. For venues, it's part of the problem that here's the truth. If you go to an NBA YoungBoy concert, come correct, don't throw things. Don't test him. Because while you might be there for the music, he's there to remind you that disrespect has consequences, real ones. And that's the story behind the viral YoungBoy beats up fan footage everyone's been searching for. IT wasn't a fight. It was a moment of control, of restraint, maybe even of growth. This is the price of authenticity in the modern rap game. When street life meets mainstream success, every move is magnified. Every threat becomes a headline. Every choice becomes a test. YoungBoy stays true to himself, and that's what makes him both loved and feared. Real recognizes real. If you're going to a YoungBoy show, remember, come with respect or don't come at all.